All right, you guys. So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead and let's get into this next reaction, shall we? Now, Tommy NFG, shout out to you. The most useless ban ever. Yes, we are talking about the TikTok ban that didn't even last more than 12 hours. That publicity stunt, a waste of my time, if you will. So without further ado, let's go ahead, start this up, shall we?
I just want to mention before this video starts that I started editing this before TikTok got banned, and then it got banned and unbanned, so if some parts are off, you know why. TikTok this, TikTok that. The talking point for the last month or so has been TikTok's ban in the United States, and by the time you're watching this, if you're in the United States, it's probably been banned. Maybe, I really don't know at this point. It's kind of funny that the bill got signed in April of 2024, and everyone on TikTok acted like it never happened and went on with their day until the last week. This feels like what American civilians felt like right before Pearl Harbor happened. And now everyone's panicking, throwing riots in the streets, scrambling, trying to find where to stay. I feel like
I'm not even gonna lie. There was people that was calling 911 because their TikTok was gone. Like, stop playing. Like, TikTok is really the baddest of it all. Like, it's still like the baddest beach of all the apps. Because do you think it is that people would go ahead and like call 911 for Instagram? No. Facebook? Hell no. You know? Come on. Now, I don't know. I don't condone doing that because that's delulu. But in the same sense, it's just like, how you gonna sit there and put this so-called ban on there, but our data is still, it was still on the app. Like, I feel like that was kind of weird. You know what I mean? If the ban was still like in effect, oh, I would have called an attorney real quick. Just like, how my data still here, but it is like, you know, you said it's not that serious. Oh no, it is that serious. It is that serious.
no one feels like it's real because they kept pump faking us for 5 years with a ban and confusing us if it was gonna get banned or not. And now that the time is actually here, everyone's on full-blown panic mode. This all started, as you know, with Trump back in 2020, when he was saying he was gonna get it banned for basically the same reasons they're doing it for now. Or in his words, because
it comes from China. That's why. It comes from China.
If Trump had banned the app in 2020, I honestly think he would have had no chance of winning anybody over in the youth. A part of the younger generation would forever resent him for it. And especially as we're nearing the ban, it's probably banned when this video's out, he's really been ramping up the point of saying he doesn't want it banned.
We'll take a look at TikTok. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that. And it was actually sort of cute, do you want to know the truth? But we did them, and that had an impact. But TikTok had an impact, and so we're taking a look at it. But
the fact that TikTok...
That's all it is at the end of the day. It was never a matter of wanting to ban the app. It was more so getting control. But I will say this, have I seen people it is that has promoted and talked about it is that they were actively voting for Trump and stuff like that? Yes, I have seen that. All they were trying to do is to get the control. This whole ban of like 12 hours was just a way of Trump looking like the savior. It was the same thing with that at that rally when it is that he got grazed in the ear and then he was like throwing his fist up and everything like that. That's all. To be honest with you, I said it back then too. I was just like, yeah, he about to get voted back in. He's about to go back in office because of that by itself. He's gonna look like the savior for American people, just based off of that situation within itself. But this whole thing was just a way of trying to get the younger generation, because it is like when you do stuff like this, like, is it sneaky? Yes, it is. But name a politician that don't do a little bit of sneaky stuff to try to get the votes. When it comes down to election time, they all do it. Nobody's safe. They all do it at the end of the day. All of them do, you know? But my thing is, I knew that the ban wasn't going to be that serious because there's so many businesses that thrive off of that. There's content creators it is that, you know, they took off because of TikTok. It's the same thing with Vine, you know? But TikTok has way more of a pull than what Vine did. If Vine was more than 7 seconds back in like the early 2010s, it probably would have had a shot. But, you know, he said, I ain't thanking him. Listen, even if it is that you hate, I don't really care for dude. to be honest with you, like I don't care. I tend to not really like express publicly political views, you know, because I feel like all of them are kind of corrupt in some form of way. But I mean, this is what this was. I wouldn't even be surprised it is that he goes ahead and tries to like, you know, throw in a little stimmy and throw in a little something to help out with the younger community and stuff like that. And then you know, they're not gonna get rid of TikTok. They're not gonna get rid of TikTok. Trust me, it's not gonna happen. They
Edits
just want
and
control.
posts about him is what changed his mind. Is funny. He saw these kids making edits turning him into Ken Carson and shit and knew he had to do something about it. I know damn well if it was full on hate about him on TikTok, he would not even put a sliver of thinking to stop the ban. But if Trump is serious about keeping TikTok, is one of those things where time will tell. He could just be capping and trying to look like he actually cares and do the politician thing like, ugh. Well, I tried, guys. These acts are a disgrace to our democracy and show that freedom of speech is still being challenged. Yes. Now they all think I care. The law for the ban, regardless, is gonna be signed in, so he would have to sign an executive order to change something about it. He announced today, as of recording this, that on Monday he would most likely give a 90-day extension to prevent the app being banned. The thing is with Trump, though, he'll use words like most likely and maybe, and not use words like definitely just to throw it up in the air. On the chance he changes his mind, he could say he never promised it and said he most likely would or maybe would. He did campaign on saving TikTok, though, so you know, maybe he's trying to fulfill that promise. And as of me recording this, Biden still has 1 day to do something about it, but I mean, at this point, if he wanted to change...
Biden didn't do nothing. Biden took a selfie on his way out and said, all right, well, time for us to pack our bags and we're going back on home. That's exactly what it is he did. Biden ain't did nothing. I know this, he wasn't going to. He was not going to do anything. As soon as he said it is like, oh, this is a publicity stunt. This is a this. It's like, I knew he wasn't gonna do nothing.
Is the course of everything, he would have done it a while ago. Either Biden's moving at ultra snail speed and is gonna lock in the last hour of his presidency, or he really doesn't.
He didn't do that.
Doesn't give a just wants to get out of there. The Biden administration did say they wouldn't enforce the law, like all the penalties to the people, and you know, they won't arrest some 10-year-old kid because he wanted to get his TikTok fixed and use the VPN to do it. But at the same time, the actual app stores and servers are still having the law.
I mean, when he was a vice president, like, I don't know who made him to be like, oh yeah, because we have a black president, he cool too. Like, I don't know who did that when he was vice president. He was better off being just vice president. Like, him being sworn into office, like that man's health and like mental state has just been gone. And he's old. He's up there. He's up there. And this is why it is that I feel a certain type of way, because it's just like, you know, like, Joe, you really ain't did too much. You really didn't do too much for me to be like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's 82 years old. 82 at this point. Like, is there like a age gap or an age cap, I should say, where it comes down to being sworn into presidency? Because didn't somebody could have looked at this and just like, all right, he may be getting a little too old to do this. But then again, like, they have older people in politicians and the Capitol buildings and stuff like that still ain't giving up their position. So never mind. I'd recant that entire statement.
Affect them. So they would have to take it down when the day comes. I honestly think with this whole situation and why Trump and Biden switched their stances last minute on it is that they never realized how much people would actually care about the ban until the time started to come up. And they both realized a part of America would forever hate their political party if they banned it. So this is my prediction of what's gonna happen when the day comes. The app is gonna get banned, and if you live in the US and try to open it, it's gonna say the service is not available in your country. TikTok users are gonna be fuming for the first month and finding someone to blame. Biden's gonna blame Trump for starting it in the first place. Trump's gonna blame Biden for signing it into law and say that he tried to do something about it but couldn't get it done thanks to Biden messing it up. Man, I got these politicians' playbook in my hand. The amount of offers TikTok has got to be bought out is crazy, though. America is truly a rich country because multiple people are immediately ready to throw whatever price they need at them. Just recently,
we're rich, but yet we still owe trillions of dollars to other countries. Are we rich or are we in debt? Make it make sense.
Recently, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank made a $20 billion offer to buy TikTok before it's banned in the US. He got a bunch of investors and billionaires to put money in it. But
Gang, $20 billion for TikTok. I got $67,000 worth of school debt right now, bro. Help me. My goodness. If you throwing money like that, then come on. Come on. There's some people that are homeless out here in these streets that could not even like just a tip. Like, you know what I mean? Just you know how it is, like you like when you check it out with your receipt and everything, you got to put down like the tip and then the total amount. Like, you could just do. Come on.
But if TikTok already wasn't gonna sell just because the United States government said so, then I definitely think they wouldn't settle for an offer worth 1/5 of their company. Even Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson himself made an offer to buy it.
I just got out of a meeting with a bunch of billionaires. TikTok, we mean business. This is my lawyer right here. We have an offer ready for you. We want to buy the platform. America deserves TikTok. Give me a seat at the table. Let me save this platform.
And of course, we can't forget about Kick offering to buy it. If Kick buys TikTok, prepare to see view bots hitting everyone's account, gambling ads that you can't escape, and somebody getting gunned down on every other video. I think what some people don't understand though is TikTok's not gonna sell because the US isn't a sole part of their revenue. It's a huge amount of their global revenue, but they still make more with all the other countries combined. So why would they let the US force them to do it and potentially change how they run things, while they could stay the same and still operate in a lot of other countries? I also think all the alternatives people are talking about, like Rednode and Lemonade, which if you don't know are the apps people have been flocking to before TikTok gets banned to start using, are really not gonna work, or people are gonna get bored and leave once they realize nothing can replicate the TikTok feeling. If the government was somehow scared of people getting influenced by China or some on TikTok, Rednode is a full in Chinese app and half of it is not even translated to English. Like, you can't even read the terms and conditions without translating it. And people on the app coming from TikTok are realizing the difference between the cost of living in America versus China. I checked out the shop they have on Rednode on my stream, kind of similar to how TikTok has their own shop. And US government, don't take me down for this, but it was low-key comp and better. Hold up, kind of looking comp. Wait, so how much does this translate to? Yen is Japanese currency? Bro, I know that. Wait, they don't use the same currency? That makes a lot of sense. Okay, yuan to USD. Wait, $136? Yo, that's an amazing deal. Hold up, that's an amazing deal. Look how advanced this couch is. What the you get layers and you can put.
I'm trying. Hey, I said this before and I'm gonna say this again, gang. I'm gonna say this again. China is way too advanced, and they know that. They know that. The way, listen, even how it is that they dealt with all the stuff with the pandemic, they was able to go ahead and clean up all the streets and everything like that and get that the virus under control so quickly versus America. You know, we have not done anything of those sorts. So I'm not surprised by this. This is why you think it is. Like, look, I'm telling you, go ahead and check out a couple of products that is, you know what I'm saying, that is out there. Or go to a website, a legal one, and check out those stuffs and see how much, like, money wise everything is. Like, we really, like, I'm sure it is, like, if China was to see this, like, oh my God, you're paying $10 for eggs? I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. You're paying $6 for milk? That's laughable. That's laughable. $5-6 for bread? Oh my God. What do you eat out there? Garbage.
Books in it? You are not getting this deal in the US. Okay, they got a video of it. I'm gonna translate it for y'all. This is the best bed made in the CCP. People are also having Mandarin lessons taught to them by the people on there.
You know that. They know that. I was lit as fuck in Mandarin.
Golly, gang. If you gonna teach some lessons, I need you to go ahead and get some chapstick first. Come on, gang. I know it is your lips hurt when you move. You can't even fully crack a smile because you about to crack your lips. Come on. I need you to do better before you teach me something. Because what you teach me is to go ahead and get the Vaseline.
太爽了.
And Duolingo has had a spike of users trying to learn Mandarin. Half these TikTok can't even pay attention to a video longer than a minute. I give them a week tops before they quit. So in an attempt to make Americans get less influenced by China, they ramped it up themselves and caused the biggest influence to American citizens of China ever. People would rather fully give their data to the CCP than use IG Reels. On Red Note, a lot of the content I saw was more of people talking about the TikTok ban and how they're TikTok refugee, rather than actual content made to build the app up. And I know that's gonna take a while to build up, but even the algorithm was just to me when I used it. TikTok's algorithm is like the shining light that all platforms try to take. And I don't know why people are even talking about Lemonade. I tried that and it's not even remotely close to TikTok. It's more like if TikTok and Instagram had a weird fusion. Half the videos are either advice on how to do something yourself or people's best picks for room finds. Another live update also while editing this, it turns out Lemonade got banned too when TikTok got banned. I don't know why people thought it was safe when it was owned by the same company as TikTok, but it came back with it after TikTok got unbanned. So now that TikTok's back for the time being, let's be real, yeah, I was not using this app. I went on there.
If you're talking about Lemonade, then yes. If you talk about Lemonade, who? But TikTok? Oh, baby, don't do that. I'll wake up on the TikTok. I will eat breakfast and be on TikTok. I will be going on my daily commute being on TikTok. I go through all the levels of stuff of positive affirmations, clothes ideas, things it is that are feminine related stuff that, you know, finding out like, I wouldn't have found the things it is that I did if it wasn't for TikTok. I wouldn't be doing the whole little feminine journey, you know, and finding out like little things about with myself, all of these different things, like different type of conversations, recipes, learning about the stuff that's going on in the economics, socially as right now. Like TikTok is really that girly. Like the baddest one. Let's not do that.
On my stream and the first thing I see is tips on how to make money like it's Hustle's University. At least with this app, you won't be as unemployed scrolling on it. Money tips. Oh, I need that. Want to learn how to make cash fast. Let's see. Freelancing. Use platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, whether it's writing, graphic design, and coding. Sell unused items. Yeah, no. Gig economy. Sign up for gig jobs like driving for Uber, Lyft, delivering with DoorDash, or shopping leather. Tutoring or teaching online.
As I'm gonna tell you this is right now. I used to drive for Lyft and Uber. Is not what it's cracked up to be. You get like 1/3 of what the money customers pay for a ride. I'm cool. I'm good off of that.
I basically do that right now for real. Rent out your space. You'd have to have a space to rent out in the first place. The average person's not renting out a space. Movie, 8 awesome cartoons to watch if you love The Simpsons. Yeah, this website is giving BuzzFeed. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Who was using this? Another way I possibly think this whole thing is gonna go down is if Trump is really serious about signing in the extension into law, the app could be banned for a day or two. Then when he signs the extension, it'll be magically resurrected from the ground and he'll be the savior for TikTok. But to me, let's say even if he does do this, the big question is after the extension is signed in, is he gonna be able to find a buyer for it? Because TikTok damn near had a full year to find someone if they wanted to sell. And clearly they do not want to. So he's kind of taking the risk here on it because if he fails to find a solution on it, people are going to blame him instead of Biden for getting it banned. As of the most recent update, now that it's been banned and unbanned, Trump said a solution would be to have the United States own 50% of the company. And TikTok genuinely might take this offer because I really don't think they have much other choices if they want to keep operating in the US.
I think that's a terrible idea. At 50%, nah. At 50, nah. I prefer it as you know, just to keep it as is. You know what I mean? With them not having that level of control, because like, look, they are going to take that and then they're going to flip the script on that. TikTok probably won't even feel like TikTok if you give them half the percentage on that. I think that's a terrible idea.
I highly doubt he'll allow them to just go willy-nilly with no changes because he doesn't want to look like he's going too easy on them, which is why I say I could see him fully taking the blame route and blaming it on Biden. The CEO of TikTok does seem like he has more faith in Trump than Biden, and he's going to be seated right in the front row of his inauguration, so they might be able to shake something up.
On behalf of everyone at TikTok and all our users across the country, I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find a solution that keeps TikTok available in the United States. This is a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship.
I think Trump sees it from a business perspective on why it should be kept, because the amount of money TikTok has generated for the US economy is insane. A cause of that is definitely because they shove garbage TikTok shop products down everyone's throats. But clearly it's been working for them business-wise. Shoot, I've fallen victim to the TikTok shop. I've
Me
bought
too.
the dumbest on TikTok shop just because the amount of times I've been fed it. The scary solution to me that Trump could come up with is gonna be, well, why don't you just sell it to Elon? I'd rather TikTok be sent to the depths of hell before being sold to Elon Musk. All we're gonna see is a bunch of spam bots all over our For You page. OF models promoting their accounts under meme pages. I mean, they kind of already use TikTok for that anyways. And to top it off, the app is gonna be renamed to XTalk. A kid's gonna accidentally misspell XTalk while searching it up and be jump scared by something they should not be looking at for their age. Elon's probably gonna manipulate the algorithm just like he did with Twitter to promote his posts and his unfunny 2016 memes. Elon, as of now, is one of the only individuals with this wealth that could possibly buy TikTok.
God damn. $433.9 billion. Damn. And you got Jeff Bezos, then Bill Gates, then Mark Zuckerberg. My goodness. Damn, why these billionaires gotta be just dicks? Damn.
Than a business. And I could see Trump offering him it. I mean, Elon is gonna have a spot in the White House right next to him. Half the users would definitely leave the app if that happened though. They just gonna chill on Red Note and learn Mandarin. I don't see any other social media company trying to acquire it though. For Meta and YouTube, they already have their own competitor set up, so there's no point. And Meta is one of the companies that was lobbying against TikTok in Congress. Crazy how Congress pressed Mark Zuckerberg years ago for selling people's data and gave him a slap on the wrist. But then they let Facebook/Meta help get TikTok banned. I don't blame people for protesting and saying they're not using IG and IG Reels after this, because this man potentially bought the government just to get rid of one of his competitors. As I said in the beginning, TikTok wasn't banned or anything when I started recording this, but then got banned and unbanned, so I want to give a final update. On January 18th at night, the app started shutting down for people and hit everyone with the TikTok isn't available in your region. People was swearing on their life that nothing was gonna happen right until this moment. And man, this it was only gone for 12 hours and people acted like it was the end of the world. America is truly a privileged country. People were calling 911 over the ban. Like, my
welfare check on a caller 10 Street. RP is saying they love TikTok and is very incoherent, saying he's not an American.
what the f are the police going to do about the TikTok ban? Storm the TikTok offices and turn back on the servers? Somebody's life could have been saved from that call, but was wasted for some low attention span ass who couldn't last without TikTok. I know it's back, at least for now, but maybe we gotta take it away again. All over Twitter, people were throwing fits saying their life is over and they don't know what to do without the app. Somebody tried to burn down one of the US representative's office over this. Now this man is not only getting arrested, but the crime was for no reason. Y'all realize this is what crack addicts feel like without their pipe? I think for like a full month every year from now on, this should be implemented. A mandatory pause on using TikTok so people can actually go outside and be able to function in society. Kind of like the Nickelodeon Day of Play. A lot of people are also saying this was a PR stunt by Trump, because as soon as TikTok got unbanned, every user got hit with this welcome screen pretty much thanking Trump for bringing TikTok back.
You can't tell me it wasn't. I'm sorry, but you can't sit there and tell me this was not a publicity stunt, gang. The moment it is, mind you, I was asleep throughout most of yesterday. So when I woke up to hear it is that TikTok is back up, it's just like, ain't no way. What? Nah. This got something to do with Trump being, and Trump is about to be looked like the savior of the youth by bringing the app back. Come on. Come on.
Oh, well, he's not even in office right now. And they also tweeted out thanking him as well. Y'all know me. I'm not biased with people's political views, but this was
the biggest PR stunt I've ever seen in my life.
Think of it. If this ban was 100% confirmed to go through, y'all think it would only be banned for 12 hours before coming back? Both Biden and Trump already said they're not going to enforce it as of now, so it literally did not have to be banned. And now people who have no clue about the details of this whole ordeal are gonna think he was their shining savior of TikTok. If he is able to find an actual deal, I will give him props for that though. But this man might have just pulled off the most generational clip farm of all time. So yeah, we're in a very interesting time of this country. I guess we'll see what happens after this. I'm just genuinely two-sided about this because a lot of y'all may not even know, but I had my come up start on TikTok, and I wouldn't be in this position right now and y'all watching this.
Some people, same. Besides with like YouTube, there's a lot of people it is that saw the infamous, you know, you going to Arby's for some fries, and then a couple of my other old TikToks, and that was like the start. You know what I mean? Like I had a lot of people that came up to me, was like, yo, all right, I ain't gonna lie, like I'm still keeping Arby's in business, you know? So yes, it did create somewhat of like viralness, if that's a word, for, you know, for all of us and as creators. So that's why it's just like, to take away the girly herself, the baddest of it all, is kind of crazy.
This video without TikTok. The amount of businesses that are gonna lose their potential revenue sources too was sad. And all the creators who never migrated to another platform, that sucks too. But at the same time, we gotta be honest with ourselves, all right?
Destroying the youth's brain.
There is literally a correlation of people's attention span getting worse while TikTok was becoming popular. You got sixth graders that read it at a second grade level. All the kids getting corn addictions from the models on there and the bop house. But yeah, let me know how y'all overall feel about the ban. Are you more happy or sad about it? Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Hey, listen, I had no clue to what the Bop House was until as of like this month, okay? I had no clue to what that was, to be honest with you. Even just hearing the name alone, I wouldn't take it serious, but it's like, come on now. But Tommy, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. And I will catch y'all in the next video.
Oh, chosen trickster.